Alright, well, Lousy Zit is also recording for YouTube right now. So this should be interesting. We're going to keep this hand. We don't know what our opponent is up to right here. I assume Chalice on 1 is not going to be very good. So I kind of want to just Arbiter on turn 1 and then Ghost Quarter. But that might be incorrect also. I assume Lousy Zit's on Goblins. Chalice on 1 does stop them from playing a Vial, which could be really useful. So maybe we just Chalice on 1 here. I guess because we were going to Chalice, we could have just played the Ghost Quarter and not taken a damage there. So that was probably incorrect, playing the Sunbaked Canyon. Snow-covered mountain. I'm not sure if they play Ghost Quarter. That would be pretty bad for us if they do. But I don't want to just pass that turn without playing Arbiter, and we don't know what our opponent's up to. Warren Instigator, you got it. So I think we're going to wins that, because that's pretty scary. And then Ghost Quarter them. Get in for 2. The problem there is we can't cast Thalia next turn, but yeah, without access to Ether Vial, Goblins is in a much worse position if they don't have their lands. Well, that guy has haste. Gonna name Soldier. Could name Ape here. It's not like they're gonna counter anything. Yeah, I should probably name Ape or Spirit so that we can cast Simian Spirit Guide later without taking life. I could also name Soldier so that our future Thalia draws are live, even if we crack this canyon. Yeah, let's name Soldier instead. And get in there. They do have cheaper Goblins now. They can play like land Ringleader, but it has to be basic land. So they have Munitions Expert, but we have a Dismember, so this could work out for us. So Munitions Expert is a flash goblin that deals damage equal to the number of goblins in play to target creature when it comes in. Another thing we can do here is crack the Sunbaked, which I don't hate, but I don't love either, because we might draw like a Thought-Knot Seer next turn, or off the Sunbaked we could draw a Thought-Knot Seer and not be able to cast it. And I'd like to cast Thought-Knot Seer here, so I think we're just going to pass, hold up the Dismember and the Ghost Quarter, and see how our opponent acts here. Triple red for Chain Whirler Krenko. Okay. So we can keep them off black if we kill their Cavern of Souls. And we could crack this Canyon, but then we can't cast much in our deck. Alright, now I'll crack it. Oh, they're just going to scoop. Alright. Alright. I guess they didn't have much else going on there. So it's goblins. They do play Ether Vial. There's no way they don't have it. So I think we want Wear and Tear. Potentially. I think Worship's fine. It's hard for them to kill all our creatures. Tecatli Honor Guard also seems pretty good. It stops Ringleader and Munitions Expert. Chalice is not that great. I think we're going to cut the Chalices, especially on the draw. Arbiter is also not great. Neither is Thalia. Yeah, Thalia is pretty bad. Everything else is good, and we want to leave those things. But, yeah, I wonder if Hazoret makes sense, too. Yeah, I guess Hazoret makes more sense than, like, Arbiters and Thalias. Thalia having First Strike is, like, reasonable, but when we're bringing in Worship and we really want to cast Winds and, like, overload it, I think Thalia is kind of a liability, and Arbiter's just not great here either. They do play probably a few fetches, but not more than, like, 4. And, yeah, we Ghost Quartered our opponent last game, but that's kind of lucky when you're on the play sometimes. Yeah, I think we want to run it like this. Arbiter is probably the worst card in our deck in game 2, but it's a creature. It can block their 1/1s. It sometimes is good with Winds of Abandon. So, I mean, it's always good with Winds of Abandon, but sometimes really good. And also obviously really good with Ghost Quarter in some situations. And I don't know, I just think it's better than Thalia in game 2 because Worship's really hard to cast with Thalia in play. 5 mana is a lot more than 4. And we are sometimes cracking our Sunbaked Canyons to, like, find some removal or whatever we need because they do kind of snowball. Goblins is kind of a very snowball-y deck. And, so we have the turn 1 Displacer, which is, like, pretty good, but not great. I don't know. A lot of mana, so if we draw anything else, we're in, like, pretty good shape here. So we're gonna, like, if we keep this hand, we're getting rid of a Sunbaked Canyon, playing Gemstone Caverns on turn 0, turn 1, Temple Displacer. Displacer is very good in creature matchups, so, like, it'd be pretty strong just to have the 3/3 in play on turn 1 and have the blink up on turn 2 if we don't draw anything, and then crack a Sunbaked Canyon to, like, dig a little deeper, looking for something to do. We could also pitch the Ghost Quarter, so we just have a lot of redraws. I think I'm going to try this hand. It's kind of an experiment. And I think I am actually going to pitch the Ghost Quarter. So that we can have a lot of redraws digging for more action if we don't find it. Spirit Guide. Well, we can cast Spirit Guide next turn if we want. Can also cast a Reality Smasher if we draw one on turn 2. So yeah, this hand was a little bit risky, keeping a 6-lander, but turn 1 Displacer is pretty good against a Goblin deck, I would assume. Unsettled Mariner, that makes it a little harder to blink things. I think we're just going to play Simian Spirit Guide. And drawing Worship's fine. Like, it's hard for them to kill all our creatures. So if things go bad, we have Worship on the back burner. And this is why we're running Sunbaked Canyon instead of Silent Clearing. A lot of people have asked this question. Why not run Silent Clearing so your dismembers cost you a little bit less life in some situations? My answer to them is Simian Spirit Guide. Actually casting Simian Spirit Guide is really useful sometimes. Like 2/2 on this board on turn 2. Like, that was a turn 2 2/2. Not insane, but like it matches up well against what they're doing. So it like is pretty good, and we wanted it in play. So we had to pay an extra 1 whenever we target their things. But I think we're still attacking here with both. Just gotta stay aggressive. Now we can just worship or blink or crack a sunbaked. I think I just want to crack a sunbaked canyon. Might as well do it now because we could draw a 2-drop. That's not a 2-drop, but that is something we can cast next turn. Should we like to do that? Krenko. Alright, not having a removal spell for Krenko means I kind of want to crack this other Sunbaked Canyon now, because we kind of need one. And we have 2 more lands in hand, so I'm not worried too much. Tecatli. Well, Tecatli's fine, but not going to stop Krenko from making a billion goblins. We could dig 1 more card deep looking for Dismember, or we can just play Tecatli. I'm going to just play Tecatli. They're obviously not going to block with Krenko here. And we can play Worship next turn, and we're going to have to go for the long game. And actually we couldn't have found Dismember because they have 2 Unsettled Mariners there. So it's actually pretty hard for us to kill their Krenko. Pashalik Mons. Hoo-wee. It's a pretty good combo with Krenko. So 1 damage to any target. Oh man. I don't think Worship's gonna do the trick here. Although it's gonna be hard. Like they only can sack something once, but if they find another way to sack goblins, like Sling Gang, we're definitely gonna lose. Also, Sling Gang is loss of life, I think. But let's play the Worship now. Because we could just be dead next turn. And pass the turn. Goblin Chain Whirler, alright. Whenever another goblin dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. So yeah, we're never blocking. That's never happening. Believe we cracked this. Another displacer, solid. We could eventually just find a winds and kill all their guys and just kill them. Yeah, actually winds plus worship feels really good as a way to win the game. We need a white source, and we're there for winds. We actually don't need a white source because we have Ghost Quarter. Yeah, we could just winds. An Instigator is fine. An Instigator is again fine. You can make a billion dudes. I'm never blocking. I don't know if Goblins has a way to make us lose life through the worship, but we're obviously not blocking here. And yeah, Winds of Abandon would be great. Then we're just gonna name Ape. And play this Smasher. Could also cast an Ape here, but then we don't have mana for Winds. And Winds is one of our best ways to win the game at this point. It's going to be very hard for them to Pashalik Mons enough dead goblins to kill all these creatures. It's kind of fun being able to play a game of Magic through like a different win con, because I'm so used to just trying to kill my opponent by beating down. So like the Stacatli Worship lock is definitely a little bit different. And then Winds of Abandon is just game over. So that's kind of cool. Now we have enough for wins even without the Simian Spirit Guides. So we're just going to start casting them. Yep, we have infinite goblins. Alright. Can deal damage to something. Alright, I guess if 2 goblins die this turn, 2 more goblins die, which is going to be hard for them to do, but possible, especially if they draw Skirk Prospector. If they draw Skirk Prospector, we're actually just dead. Or like a way to find it, like Goblin Matron. But Goblin Matron actually doesn't work with the Kotli in play. So, yeah, they just need to naturally draw Skirk Prospector. And I'll probably talk to Lousy Zit later and see if they're playing Skirk Prospector. We don't even know if they are. I do not want to block these Instigators. You can put some goblins into play if you want. Whoa, what does that do? That's interesting. Get a name, Eldrazi. Oh, it doesn't matter. Soldier. Name Soldier. And we'll just cast another Spirit Guide. And pass the turn. We also have double blink up here, so like even if they do try to kill our creatures, we can just blink them with Eldrazi Displacer, so it's going to be very, very difficult for them to actually get out of this lock if they don't find a Skirk Prospector. Yes, you have infinite goblins. We're probably going to crash Moto. Okay. All right, Krenko. I'm just telling my opponent here that this is an interesting one. Opponent says they have outs, and I'm sure that they do. Thalia is not quite what we want here, but we're still going to cast it. And just F6. I mean, it's unlikely that we're going to need to blink anything here. But I guess it's correct to not F6 through here, because they could find a removal spell for Tecatli and then start doing things, and we definitely want to blink if they're going to kill Tecatli or try to. I hope we don't crash Moto with all the Krenko activations. Another Reality Smasher is really not useful. We'll just pass the turn. I'd rather hold up all the blinks. Just need to draw one of our 3 Winds of Abandon. We're 21 cards deep, so we're likely to hit one relatively soon. Or did we already cast a Winds? No, I don't think so. Alright, all your goblins have haste. You got it. All your goblins have haste. Damping Sphere, sure. I don't think that card is good against me. I wonder if there's just nothing else that they had to bring in, and that's the reason that they brought in Damping Sphere. I just think, like, just against Eldrazi Temple, it's not a very good card. Like, you're bringing in an artifact that doesn't do anything to further your game plan, while only just making our double land count as 1, and only for certain cards in our deck. So it's like very, very, very situational. Or we did draw Dismember. That's the wrong one. We want Winds of Abandon here. We want the other removal spell. So Spider Space, if you're watching this, I wish I was on 4 Winds and 1 Dismember right now. Although I suppose this could have been the 1 Dismember, even in that case. Spider and I were streaming yesterday, and Spider was saying that he really likes 3 dismember, 2 wins, and I'm on 3 wins, 2 dismember, because I just think wins has the upside of being able to get everything, and you can get yourself in these situations with like worship into Kotley. And wins is way better game 1 against Hogak. Wear tear. Well, I guess we can kill their damping sphere. I wonder if they boarded out the ether vials. They haven't cast any yet, and they're like 22 cards down in their deck. Oh, they're casting something. Leonin Arbiter, I mean, sure. I guess that's a magic card. Yeah, we're just looking for wins or a Thought Knot Seer so we can mill them out. But Damping Sphere, actually we will probably kill the Damping Sphere, because if we find Thought Knot Seer, we do want those Eldrazi Temples to tap for 2 so we can blink more times. They found a creature they want to cast. What is it? Plague Engineer. Alright. Chosen creature is human. Alright. Cast where? Destroy that. Oh, we gotta pay 2 more. Alright. So they can try to shoot to Kotley twice, but we can just blink it if they get to 8 lands. Which is kind of annoying because it means I can't just F6. And it's already starting to go pretty slow here. Another Plague Engineer. Alright. Still, we can just blink. Winds of Abandon. Alright, well, Thought Knot Seer I'll take. So they can only do it once, so we just need to hold up 1 blink. And this is a win con here. And we currently have 3 blinks. 1, 2, 2 blinks. Interestingly, like, it would be cool to have another black source somehow so that we could cast Dismember, but it doesn't really matter here. I'm gonna try to kill Tecatli, I imagine. It's a good try. This is a really ridiculous board. opponent knows I'm looking for wins. Guess I should have blinked Thought Knot a couple times. But them drawing cards is maybe worse than us just digging for wins. Yeah, I think maybe we just wait for wins. I think it's like better than... I still only have 2 blinks. Should be enough. They only have 6 lands. Wins. I know there's a Thalia. I mean, sure. I mean, I guess if they play another Plague Engineer, then they can start to search for their Skirk Prospector and just kill all our creatures. Yeah. Yeah, if they can find Skirk Prospector... Yeah, you're gonna go for it? I have enough blinks here. Guess you might as well go for it. Maybe not. I don't know. Different goblin tokens are made by the Pashalik Mons than the Krenko. That's pretty funny. So yeah, just digging for wins. We have one more Sunbaked as a redraw. And otherwise, just 31 cards left in our deck with 3 of them being wins. It's a 10% chance to find a wins and just win the game. Hazoret. Hazoret actually is very good. Yeah. That is also a way to win the game. I should have named God with one of the caverns. Didn't think about that. Could have thrown 2 cards at them. Although, yeah, I guess it would have sped up the clock a bit. Gonna go for it again. I guess so. I guess this is useful. I don't know if it is or not, really. Just keep me on my toes. Make it so I can't just F6. But yeah, Hazoret actually gives us a way to win in this position as well, which is kind of cool. Over the next 5 turns, we can kill our opponent. Also, if we draw a Battlefield Forge, we can pitch 2 cards a turn. Because the damage from Battlefield Forge does not kill us through the worship. Oh shit, why did I play that Plains? Whoops. Because it doesn't really matter, we can only pitch 1 a turn anyway. At the moment. But if we do draw a Battlefield Forge, we do want to play that. Alright. You're doing it again. Yep. If they get an 8th land, starts to be a little bit annoying. Really, you're gonna make more dudes? You're gonna crash Moto. Man. I don't know why they tapped Krenko there. What's the point? Wear tear. Not so much what we wanted. But 4 more turns with Hazaret and we get there. They might have another Plague Engineer. That'll kill her to Cotley's illusion spells. Oh, they're going to copy Plague Engineer. Okay, that kills her to Cotley's. Now what? The Goblin Matron for Skirk. What do they reveal? Unsettled Mariner? Oh, I could have blinked the Arbiter. I should have blinked the Arbiter. Told my opponent I should have blinked Arbiter. And they said they have a sling gang, but they didn't get it. This is kind of ridiculous. I think if they have Sling Gang, they win, because they can just sack everything. Yeah, I punted not blinking Arbiter, but they did not search. So it didn't matter. And where's the wins? Another Hazaret. Well, 3 more turns. Here's where I kind of wish we had a mountain, because then it would only be 2 more turns. Although mountain would be pretty awful, generally. Munitions expert. 210 goblins. Killing thought nuts here. Sure, you got it. You can draw your extra card. Oh, so they don't get to draw. Because I'm just going to say no. So it got countered. That's pretty funny. I should have blinked their Plague Engineer in case we draw another Thalia. That's fine. You can play your Frog Tosser. Wait, what? Oh, they waited. You can blink it one more time. Alright, one more turn. One more turn of just Hazareting them. They just have to not beat us this turn. So they have to not draw Sling Gang this turn. Did they find it? Ringleader. That's pretty good. It only costs 1. Jeez. Munitions expert, unsettled mariner. No, those don't do it. I think they're just dead here. So, Hazaret getting there. Okay. That was a funny match. Yeah. Yeah, Hazaret is a real thing.